California Cooking and Conversation. This is your girl Nina once again. Today we're going to have a little soul food my style and some good conversation. So today we're going to start off with a meal that I've made several times. I just kind of add my own variation to it. It's smothered chicken with some vegetables, and then we've got some rice pilaf, South blend mixed vegetables, some corn, some black beans, some onions, and a new kick I'm going to add to it is some hot links to give the vegetables a little flavor. So let's get started with the chicken, and then we will move on to the topic of the day.
So, in other words, this is Nina's dish?
Yes, this is Nina's Sunday meal in 30 minutes. Nina's 30-minute meal. And this is some chicken breast that I just cut up. And we're going to...
Is it olive oil?
Yes, it's olive oil in here that I've had let simmer a little bit to get the pot a little bit pan a little hot. And I'm going to let that simmer just a little bit, and I've got some seasonings that I'm going to put in here so that it can cook into the meat. We've got some sweet basil and some Italian seasoning. And I'm trying to learn some new seasonings, Miss Kay.
Okay, good.
There's so many out there.
Oh, gosh. It's like you need to take a class. Okay.
Depends on this, depends on that.
Yes.
And everything just really tends to give it a little, just a little extra kick, a little extra flavor.
And here's some lemon pepper that we're putting in here. And Miss Kim, I got this from your last dish. A little sea salt versus regular salt.
Very good.
Yes.
Flavor there.
Yes. And we're gonna mix that in here a little bit. And then for some spice, we got some red pepper flakes.
Oh, that sounds really nice. I can smell it too. It smells good.
And then we're gonna just a little garlic, minced garlic. You know, I don't do well with the other one. Yes. So we're gonna do.
They have mixed.
Yes, exactly. So everyone can participate in the flavor.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Now your black beans and your black
separate, and the hot links are going to be separate.
okay.
That's our side.
Oh, okay. Oh, great.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is actually going to be Nina's combination.
Yes.
Yes.
This is your full meal for Sunday.
Everything included.
Yes. So we're going to let this chicken marinate here and do its thing. Turn it up a little bit. I'm going to cover that so we can get done, and we'll start the...
And this is like a quick meal.
This is quick.
Yeah, that's
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me, you all. Forgot the vegetables. We can't forget.
Oh, no.
We can't forget that.
So pretty.
Because I took my time prepping this. I'm going to be ready before my hosts get here today. Get some onions.
Green bell peppers.
Yes.
Red bell
ones.
I
Yes.
love red bell peppers have so much flavor.
Yes, they give it some really nice flavor
And
to
color
your
too.
chicken. Yes.
Must need that was a big component of the dish that you had left out.
Yes. I'm like, wait a minute. Something's missing here.
Well, one thing about your own dish, you can always improvise.
Yes.
And
Yes.
subtract and do something.
Yes.
That looks so hearty.
So we're gonna let that do its thing here and get the
simmer for a while.
let this simmer.
How long does that take?
About 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
To the chicken.
Get to the chicken. Yes. And we're gonna some hot links here, and then we'll add the Southwestern vegetable blend.
Okay. I see corn and black beans.
Yes, corn, black
corn and
beans, onions, and then there's some bell peppers in here too.
Now, Kay makes a dish like that.
You add the salsa when if I'm in a hurry.
Right. That's
Salsa
really good. Even
is real
as
quick.
a salad by itself too.
Oh yes.
Really tasty.
Because they have a lot of nice vegetable salads that are very flavorful. You make quite a few. I really like them.
And sometimes I add a little tortilla chips.
Yeah. Isn't that a blessing?
That is a blessing.
They've been through so much, and
Yes.
they've protected us for so long, and it's a blessing that they get to come home, be with their families. we just also have to continue to encourage them.
Absolutely.
Because they've been a different world than where we've been, and their
Right.
families are going to have to get adjusted. They're going to have to get adjusted to civilian life.
That's
and,
right.
and working just at the various Air Force bases from which they're stationed, and just get back into the groove of things and their children.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we have a brother that's actually in the military, so he's had 2 tours? Or
Three.
3 tours over there. He hasn't had to stay a year, but I think the longest he stayed was about 3 to 6 months. And so, it's always, you don't know what's going to happen when they go over there.
Exactly.
You just be in prayer, they're back safely and mentally healthy or what have you. So that would be great for us if the troops were pulled out slowly out of there. And maybe he won't have to go back before he actually retires.
And when does he retire?
I think he has 3 years to go.
Oh, okay.
3 years to go before he retires. But I mean, anything can happen. They can send him back over there for whatever. But we're just grateful.
Just grateful that he went and came home safely.
I
I was watching a program, and they have a new reality show. I guess it's a reality show you would call it. That excuse me, involves men and women troops coming home and their families being surprised, not knowing that they're coming, and they come home as a surprise. And I just think about, how when I would go over there, how when he would call, as soon as he touched down into the States, he would call and say, "I'm in the States," and we would just be so, we didn't know where he was in the States, but the fact that he was in the States just made you so grateful, that at least he was safe.
Yeah. Well, and that reality show is really good because, as we know, we're living in the day.
Yes. Exactly.
And so, I mean, just having a reality show that's real valuable.
Yeah.
And not to say that those shows are not valuable to someone, but it's real valuable to those families.
It's encouraging.
Very encouraging, a very positive show. So that'd be something actually exciting that I'd even like to watch. Having families be excited about people coming home and surprised that they're actually coming. So that is one good reality show.
I think I'll stay tuned.
Reality shows seem to be a quadrillion dollar business. Is quadrillion a word?
It's
a gazillion. That seems to be a gazillion-dollar business these days. Reality shows, and I'm not mad at anybody for making any type of money.
You can't really be mad
at how you make your money, because some of us will watch. We will turn to
because they have the Real Housewives of
Atlanta, New
Jersey,
Mars,
Orange County. They need to have reality wives. Reality wives.
They probably will have those too.
Because with Atlanta, how many was really married? I mean, that's what I was, to our guests, how many people email us was really married on Atlanta Housewives?
Well, any of the shows, many times they're getting a divorce, or they're already divorced, or whatever. But I guess as long as they have one married person on any of the shows,
they still call it that.
They still call it the Real Housewives.
Or engaged.
Or engaged.
They don't have the band.
Thank you. Ex-girlfriends.
Let's see what this is doing over here.
Oh, it sure smells good. I'm excited about that.
Yes. Oh, this is looking good, Joe.
Very, very good.
It smells wonderful.
Because I was like really contemplating at 5 o'clock this morning. So now I don't really, I don't feel like reading a recipe and preparing on TV. So let's see what I can do that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, because nothing would be worse than creating a dish that you've done for the first time and it didn't create.
It doesn't taste good.
It didn't create. Yeah, and then we have to sit here and pretend like it was good.
Exactly. I vision the two of your faces. So we're gonna let these hot links. I'm gonna let these
do you brown them a little bit, or just
brown them?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna brown them a little more, and then we'll move on to adding the gravy once the chicken gets done to the chicken dish. We have a gravy that goes on this. Mushroom gravy.
Very good.
Yes. Well, the rice peel up will only take a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the one thing when we decided to talk about the troops, I was wondering if on that reality show are they going to talk about counseling that some of the troops will need, because I mean they have they've experienced some mentally damaging things over there. And I know that a lot of marriages get challenged when they come home because that post-traumatic stress. Yeah, and that's real.
Well, you know, and I was watching, I think it was 60 Minutes or one of the shows, and they were talking about just that, how a lot of the troops come home, you know, not physically injured, right?
Exactly.
So everything is in place, but mentally, you know, and how the wives are saying, you know, I'm thankful that he came home, I'm thankful that he's here, but I could tell something was a little different about him.
Yes.
You know, he gets angry, or, you know, he's nervous or whatever, and then just, her concern then was, you know, he doesn't have the physical need or challenge, but he has a mental, and is that counseling available? And is it readily available? And I think that's a good point, is to make sure that, you know, when the troops come home, that we are ready to receive them. You know, not just with open arms, but have counseling and therapy and things that they really need, you know, to get sort of back into, as you said, the groove of things.
And I think that our brothers would be kind of shy away from therapy when we're going through or have experienced some traumatic things. We think it's embarrassing when really it's healthy.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Because they won't go away.
They won't go away.
So then what you do is you figure out how to deal with them.
Yes.
And that's what therapists, I think, are there for, to help walk you through a healing process.
Yeah, because it's always easier to fix the physical. You know what I mean?
Because you see it.
Right, because you see it. It's always easy to fix that, but mental health is a very a difficult thing. I mean, it's a difficult thing to face.
Right.
You know,
to admit.
That's having mental illness and all of that. And I'm certainly not a mental health counselor or anything like that. But just, you know, when you deal with the public every day, you deal with people with all kinds of things, or, you know, traumatic things that have happened to them, or things they've been abused, or different things like that.
Yes.
And you just want to make sure I encourage the classes, you know, that I do, for people to get counseling of some sort. There's all kinds of things available, especially if you have any type of medical insurance. And if you don't, there's a lot of nonprofit organizations that do offer counseling sessions for people who are dealing with, you know, something dramatic happened in their life, or some kind of mental illness. So it's always imperative to make sure you handle those kind of things, because those can be the most dangerous.
Oh, yes.
And there are hotlines available too, like you said, people who
crisis hotline.
may not have medical insurance. There are crisis hotlines that are available, and call them. You know,
if you dial 211, dial 211, 211, you can get information about everything. Just dialing 211.
So
you can get
211.
211.
Any phone,
from any phone, you can get information about housing, homelessness, crisis, everything. It's a informational line that can guide you to all different types of things. If you need any type of help, but to
add to mental stress.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have housing, Maslow's hierarchy, if you don't have those needs met, that can be very traumatic and add on to, you know, some mental health issues. So, you know, again, it's important that you seek help, because help is there.
Absolutely.
Make sure you get your.
And so now we're going to add the Southwestern blend vegetables.
You know, as we were talking about gratitude, we're grateful for troops out of diseases and just some good family, sisters, and just grateful, you know, just being grateful for family. You know, being grateful that you know, I have good sister friends. Being grateful for my sister, for my sister from another mother.
Yes.
I just think gratitude is just so important. Because Sandy and I were talking the other day, you know, about gratitude and just people saying thank you. You know, when somebody opens the door for you, you're walking in, say thank you. Somebody lets your chair out, say thank you. You know, when somebody says God bless you, say thank you. It's just important to be grateful.
And appreciating people.
And appreciating people.
When you go to restaurants, you know, sometimes there's good service and sometimes there's not good service even in a restaurant. But, you know, if you are getting good service, or people bring you water or what have you, it doesn't take anything away from you to say thank you. Or, you know, I guess we no longer send thank you notes anymore, because everything is by email or text messages or whatever. I still send thank you notes, because I think it's just important to appreciate people when they've done something for you, and also to teach your children. If you don't have any children, your godchildren, to teach them to call you on the phone. I remember when we were younger, my mother always taught us to, when people do something for you, remember to call and thank them. So if my aunt and uncles, you know, did something for us, even we were too young to do thank you notes, we called them on the phone
and said thank you
to let them know. You know, this is what you did. You say thank you. But I think children or parents are not teaching their kids to appreciate things that are given to them. And so, you know, a lot of times kids are not saying thank you, but it's important to appreciate people who do things for you. And some entitlement. There you go. Yeah. You certainly are grateful for those things that people actually.
And I think you're obligated to be thankful.
Yeah.
If somebody does something for you, I think you have a sense of obligation to be thankful and to say thank you. And you know, I appreciated that because people don't have to do anything for you.
And the beautiful thing about the party last night was I was sitting there and I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. But you know, Mother Knox needed to hear us share with her. Because people do that at celebration of life services. When that person's gone on with Jesus, they can't hear nothing you're saying. And it's a blessing to be able to tell them when they're alive. You know, because when I gave the 75th birthday party for my dad, he was so appreciative of that. And when parents get older and raise their kids and they get grown and then you're real friends because you ain't they take care of you no more. They appreciate you telling them that the struggles they went through and the sacrifices they made made you into the adult that you are. You know, they can go on to be with Jesus because they did their job. You know, they're very, very, that just makes them feel so good to show that to them. And you guys probably never thought that we felt that way about your mom.
No, I was telling people. Best thing since sliced bread, when she birthed us. But I mean, people just said wonderful things about her and how they appreciated her for things that she did, and some of the things that she did we knew about them, you know. And people said thank you, you know what I mean. But when you hear people talk about how she affected their lives, I mean, that is just talk about gratefulness. I mean, that's just a blessing that, you know, that we had a mother, or that she was able to hear how they felt about her. Because while she was doing all those things, she didn't do it to get any accolades from it. She did it because it needed to be done. She sees a need and she feels it. And so just the fact that she could sit there and hear that was that overwhelmed me.
Yeah, it was really, really wonderful.
Just beautiful.
Really
just beautiful. And then to hear, I think you said that, well, you did say that because of what she did is the reason why Cassandra and I are the type of friends that we are to you. And I mean, just training.
Exactly.
You know, it goes back to training.
And you guys both have her personality.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, you do. And you know what? And that's really a good testament even too about friendship. Really have to be a good one.
You have to be a good one.
You know, whatever you want to take in, you have to give out. If your hands are closed, you can't receive anything. If they're open, that's when you can receive things. So give. It's really, really important to if you want a good friend, you really have to be one first. You really do.
And show yourself friendly.
Show yourself friendly.
Be nice to people. Return phone calls. You know, when you're invited somewhere, go. When someone calls you and has a question, answer it. When you have a need, try to fill it. I mean, just be available. I think being a friend is being available too.
I mean, a friend of ours always says availability opens many doors.
Yes, it does.
It does. I think it's just, you know, it's just important that you be available. Even looking at my friends who were there yesterday, I mean, you know, we sent out the invitation and they came and they came excited
and helped.
I mean, came helping and didn't say anything. Just, you know, what do you need me to do? It's just, you know, wonderful to have those types of friends. But again, you have to show yourself friendly. That didn't come with just, you know, overnight. You have to show yourself friendly. And be who you want to get.
Right, and it was so funny, Nina. Kim and I said we weren't going to complain about any prep work or anything. The whole thing. We weren't going to say anything about complaining or we're tired. We weren't going to say anything about that because we wanted to be a nice party.
We did really well.
But now this morning,
we stayed friendly all.
We stayed friendly. We didn't fall out not one time.
No, not one time.
I had it this morning. My ankles.
Oh my God.
She was hobbling. I said, Miss Kay, you're hobbling? I can hear one leg, only one foot. Hit the ground.
My ankles were killing me. Oh my goodness. So I just wanted, but it turned out to be a beautiful, beautiful time. Everything was really nice.
And just that was priceless.
Because
beautiful.
Sister Knox, I love her dearly, but she wants to know everything.
Everything
that's going on.
How we getting there? Who's doing that?
How did they do that? And so that's what a totally tickled me.
Yes.
So she jumped in there. It was the best birthday surprise you could ever give anybody. Sister Knox, they got you that. Gotcha. So now it looks like we are ready to
Your next step.
Drain off the chicken broth.
Okay.
And then add the gravy.
Oh.
And
it smells absolutely
It does.
so
And I'm a little famished today.
I'm a little
good,
famished
because
myself.
I was hoping that you all didn't eat all that good food we had. I mean, we sat at the table in the dining room. I took a break so I could enjoy. You guys was eating all that at one time. I want to simmer. I want to enjoy my food.
Exactly.
And there were some things that we forgot were out there.
So you had to go back and get those.
And Kelly went and got 2 plates because she didn't ask like I did. Kim, could you ask him about these different sauces? And she was her food was so hot
You
that
have to ask.
I could sense the heat coming from her nostrils. She said, "Oh, this is hot." So let's put this here like this, and we're going to get our gravy going.
And you heat up a little bit first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what's your gravy?
It's now this is, like I said, this is a quick meal.
Right.
So you ladies that want to make a quick meal, Campbell soup will help you out.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Campbell soup will work it out for you. And that's golden mushroom that we're warming up right now to put over our chicken dish. And I've used this for a long time.
I know my mom's back in the day when we were living at home, her favorite was cream of mushroom.
Okay.
And she was bathing, she was getting there, coming home from work. She would, sometimes she wouldn't even defrost the chicken before we left in the morning. But somehow she could go in the freezer, pull out a whole chicken.
Are you serious?
Have a whole meal cooked in an hour, smothered with cream of mushroom soup that she
I know that's right.
I don't know how before microwave.
She was
Yes.
She was before 30 minutes or less.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. And have a full meal.
Okay.
Yes. But again, all about training.
Yes.
You know, going back to that, is how you're trained. And that, I think, is one of the things that she also instilled with Cassandra and I, you know, in addition to helping cut.
We add our little water to our rice pilaf and then put our gravy on our chicken, and we're almost done.
Okay.
So we've got 6 tablespoons of water and this nice little easy rice pilaf dish. I'm just gonna stir that around and let that simmer. Medium. And now we're going to take out the gravy.
And the thing about chicken, and I don't know why I hadn't realized it before, it doesn't have to cook that long.
It doesn't.
I mean, I think I'm so used to cooking chicken to death.
And I think when you overcook it, that's when it gets tough.
Yeah, that's why you have to constantly check it.
You really, so really, like, is it like 10 minutes on each side or 5 minutes on each side?
It's not a long time, depending on what parts of the chicken is.
Okay.
You know, if you have breast, of course, it's a little bit thicker. So
Right.
depending on what type of chicken it is, what part it is.
Yeah, because the breast takes just a little bit longer.
This is a little thicker.
Yeah. Yes. Let's see here. Now, like I said, this is golden mushroom. Chicken, Campbell's golden mushroom soup.
Well, Campbell's ought to be sending us some checks and you didn't mention that name.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, now we just let that simmer and then it'll get thick. It'll be good to go. Turn that up a little higher. And I think we're gonna just add some more of that. There. Okay. Kim, you were mentioning your training that you got from your mom that she taught you all how to cook and how to manage.
Yep.
You
Just
know.
how to take care of, you know, we need to take care of, you know, at home and you know, how to take care of, you know, a home, and how to, you know, make sure you cook, how to cook, make sure you cook, how to do care of your house, do your chores, keep it clean, you know, how to manage your time and doing that, and then take care of yourself.
To be able to take care of yourself. That's an important thing.
To take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, I think that was her main goal in all of that, is to teach us and train us to be able to be independent. You know,
even our brother, teaching him to be independent.
Yeah, you know, especially for a man.
Because my friends, I had a best friend. We moved to the South area from the North area. I was 10, and I too am the oldest K. She mentioned that yesterday at the party. I know your struggles, boo. And my grandmother, bless her heart, it was me and my brother, and my brother's 6'5", 6'4", but I was taller than him for a few years. We were like this. And the one thing I will never forget, she said, time waits for no one. When we had to catch the yellow school bus, we weren't special, but we
Oh, okay.
we had to catch the yellow school bus to go to school.
It wasn't a short version.
No, exactly. And so by the time I was like 12 years old, I was cooking full-blown meals because my parents worked. We were latchkey kids. We didn't know what that meant, but that's what we were. And then in the summertime, you had to have dinner on the stove when Brother Brown hit the dough. Because his thing was, I'm working and taking care of y'all. Y'all gonna be responsible and help your mama.
Do your part.
Yeah. Yeah, we may have set up and watched soap operas until but that house was rocking by 5 o'clock. It was ready. And my mama, bless her heart, I'm like, Mom, you done called us 10 times today. But now I know, because if it was me and I had people up in my house, kids, teenagers, I'd be calling all day. What are you doing now? What are you doing in my house?
Exactly. What you doing now? Exactly.
But because of that, when I moved out at 19, I knew how to take care of me. I knew how to go grocery shopping, do laundry, cook. You know, I always just say, I'm being wiped to myself. You know.
Exactly.
But because I know single women, they say they want to get married, but do you really know what that means? That's a lot of responsibility.
Sure. And it's a whole lot.
And it's a lot. And if you're not taking care of the basics now, and then you meet a man, if you're over 45, you meet a man, I mean, he may have teenagers.
Right.
He may have little kids. You got to plan your day and know how to run that household to take care of them, yourself, and your husband.
That's true.
Because some men don't know how to cook. But they'll bring the check home and expect you to take care of it. Go grocery shopping, plan a meal. So it's not an ocean. Getting married. It's just it's a lot of work. Or being a wife. But you need to be able to do that stuff and just flow with it.
Right.
Once you get married. Because I just love the two of you. Kay, you are just Martha Stewart. I mean, I'm like, Kay, going down.
Oh, so sweet.
Martha Stewart style. So when you get your husband, he's a blessing. Both of you all.
Martha with a little cover.
Yes.
I think it's important.
I'm going to be Maisha.
I think it's important, not even if you're married, but just to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Just to be able, to do the things that you need to do for yourself. And because even if you choose not to ever get married.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But at least you know how to take care. I know how to go grocery shopping. I know how to pay my mortgage, pay my rent, pay my bills, pay PG&E, pay the cable. I know how to do all that. Even if you're going to do it for yourself, by yourself forever, at least you know how to do that. It's just important that, you can that you can be independent.
Right.
Of your parents.
That's really major.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
independent. Yes, because it's not a good look to be 30 and you still can't handle the basics of your life.
That's not a good look at 21.
No, it's really
because
not.
if you can't do it at 21, you're not going to be able to do it at 30.
Really not.
Yeah. No, you need to get there.
And the reality of it is, some women want to dress and rest. I've heard them say that.
They want to what?
Now, what does that mean?
Dress and rest. They just want to dress and look good. And then, all the other things in their life is going to be taken care of if they say I do. If they say I do. No, boo. That ain't going to be like that.
Oh, okay.
Because he wants his house clean. He wants a meal on the table.
And you should want your house clean,
and
too.
Thank you. But But I've known women that ended up like that, and they aren't very happy.
Yeah.
And neither is their husband.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But even single women, you still gotta run your household.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you're raising men. You're raising men when they're between the time you birth them and they're grown. You're raising a man. And how he turns out, it depends on how you raise him.
Yeah, that's true. Because I heard when somebody once say, "Don't raise a pimp."
Okay,
don't raise some women are raising pimps.
Yes,
little
yes,
pimps, because they
pimps.
clean up their room. They cook their food. They bring them their plate. They wash their clothes. They give them money. They don't do anything around the house. That sounds like a pimp.
Yeah, that sounds like a pimp.
That's a pimp. Yeah, you doing everything for them. You give them money.
Yes.
You bringing in the groceries and their feet is up on the coffee table playing games or whatever. That's raising a pimp. Exactly. So they're comfortable with women taking care of them.
Right.
And so you want them to be out of that mode.
And then they grow up to be adult men.
Right.
Who just want women to take care of them.
Who just want women to take care of them.
That's a good
Because they don't know any better.
That's a good point, yeah.
So if we want some good men in our lives, we need to help our women.
Yes.
Raise them to be not successful in the way of just monetary, but successful in the way of being able to take care of themselves and be responsible.
And take care of their family.
Take out the trash. Mow the lawn.
Clean up your own room.
Yeah.
Try that.
Because the thing, now, I noticed that your mom at the party, I'm segueing back, but I'm coming back.
Okay.
When she mentioned the two of you and Chucky.
Oh,
My mother was the same way, so don't get your feelings.
No, we're used to it now.
It's a male thing. You know, my mother had 3 daughters, and we slept in the same bedroom, all 3 of us. He had his own room.
Of course he did.
Now, she spoiled him. And we had to do all the housework, but I had allergies, so I didn't have to go out to do yard work and stuff like that. Me and Stephanie. But when he got grown and he moved out, bought his first house, and I rolled by there, and he was like, "Oh, this housework, it'll take all day." I was like, "You are kidding me!" But he had us to do everything,
Right.
Because even when he would do it, he would have to do it because he knew the 3 of us would have to come behind, and it's just a mother's baby their son.
Well, they say mothers raise their daughters.
Yes.
And love their sons.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Now my brother didn't do housework because what happened was when Kim and I left and went to college, he was there by himself. He had no choice. And both my parents at that time were working. So he had to, he never mowed the lawn. But all he did had to take out the trash. He had to do dishes if it's 2 women.
Oh, really?
House. Oh yeah, no, he didn't do dishes while we lived there. Well, after we moved out, he did do dishes, and he had to vacuum and straighten up his rooms and clean bathrooms.
It smells wonderful.
Is it wonderful, Angelina? She's smacking.
I'm so sorry, you all. Yes, I think we are almost done. Let's check the garlic bread here.
Okay.
And that's almost done. And then we can eat. We can taste this. Our Sunday dinner in 30 minutes. A hearty, quick Sunday meal.
Yes.
And we've had good conversation. We're just so thankful the troops are coming home. We're grateful for all the things that our parents instilled in us and our ability to show them our gratefulness and just, and how we learned and became the functional, responsible adults that we are.
That's a good word.
Yes. And to my daddy, you're going to see this, we thank you. All of your children really do thank you.
Thank you.
And for you, Miss Kay.
That's good, thank you.
Okay. And get you some. Do you want your...
Just on the side, that's fine.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. Miss Kim.
Delicious.
Thank you.
Okay, it's kind of gravy, kind of
Okay.
It's all right.
I like gravy.
there. And then get you
You know
some
how we do. Just sop it up.
vegetables.
That's good.
It's wonderful.
I don't know how hot these hot links are, Miss Kim. Okay.
Either way,
But you guys are a champ, so. I'm I'm trying to get there.
Well, it looks wonderful.
Before you take a bite, you want to give our information?
Absolutely. If I'm sure you've enjoyed today's show and the preparation of today's meal. If you want to catch us again, you can catch us on Wednesdays and Saturdays on Local Access Channel 27 or www.vcattv.com. That's every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. If you don't agree with anything that we said, or you have questions, or you want just to have a comment about something,
or you want to say thank you,
or you want to be grateful,
are you going to be grateful?
Or you want to be grateful? You can email us. Please email us at bayareacooking@yahoo.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Oh, I'm glad you all are enjoying it. It just makes me feel good that this 30-minute meal. It's delicious. Yes. Taking care of that palate for you.
Yes, it looks like you've been cooking all day.
Yes, and that's the point, ladies. Get those 30-minute meals and work it out so you can sit down with your family and enjoy your Sunday. We thank you for tuning in to Bay Area Cooking and Conversation, and we look forward to making more scrumptious, delectable meals for your palate. Bye-bye.